you work with an incredibly talented ensemble cast led by Jesse L. Martin, who we all love. Now, do you sing Rent show tunes from time to time?
One time I did. I'm not gonna lie. It was on the pilot too, so I didn't even know him that well.
Hey, everybody, you're watching Extra Access TV. I'm David, and I am sitting with one of the stars of the NBC hit drama, The Irrational, Arash DeMaxi. Thanks for sitting with us. So excited to chat with you.
Hey David, great to see you. How's it going?
Good to see you. Congratulations on season two.
Thank you.
Now, let's jump right in. The Irrational is a drama, it's a psychological drama, it's a thriller. You talk about a lot of important issues, but at the core of it, there's a lot of research happening, and your character happens to be the one doing most of the research.
Mhm.
What research did you do to authentically prepare for this role?
Well, step one was to read Dan Ariely, who our main character, Alec Mercer, is loosely based off of. His book, Predictably Irrational, was the first thing I did. Before I even got to Vancouver for the pilot, I read that book. And if you're not familiar with the book, every chapter is sort of one of those experiments. So it was great research. I mean, it was like the thing that got me into this world and this universe and these theories. So yeah, step one was to read that book. And then I felt like I started to get a handle on behavioral psychology and what drives us to make irrational decisions, which was the sort of perfect homework to get me into this. And then now I do those experiments on TV. So here we are.
I really enjoy your character in the show, and I think you bring a different dimension, a different spin to the show. It helps set it apart from other shows that could be similar in vein because you have this levity to you, but there's
Mm.
also a lot of really deep conversations around things like mental health. So how do you balance bringing that humor, but also talking about such deep, deep topics?
That's a great question. Yeah, the psychology aspect of it all is so fascinating, and we talk about how each character kind of has their weaknesses and their strengths, and I think something that Rizwan is good at is in those really high intensity, dark moments. He can keep himself grounded. He can be calm in those moments and be support for people that are maybe struggling more. If you remember in episode 10 of season one, Phoebe's character has a panic attack while we're held hostage, and Rizwan is, emotional support for her in that moment. And yeah, it's just nice to bring levity to the darkness. I do think that is a spin we have on this show that makes us different. And I think that all these cases and murders and crimes and mysteries coming back into the classroom and becoming lessons is an edge we have. And I really hope audiences can learn something from it. And it's not just a who done it, but a why done it, which is something Erica, our showrunner, said that stuck with me because I thought that's a really good way to describe the way in which Irrational is unique and different from other crime procedurals.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean,
Mhm.
funny but impactful. The
Mhm.
paintball scene with about revenge totally
Yes,
lines up with the why versus the how.
exactly. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great scene. Now, you work with an incredibly talented ensemble cast led by Jesse L. Martin, who we all love.
Oh yeah.
What's the dynamic like behind the camera, and how does that help to encourage the work that you do and inspire your character?
I mean, he's got everyone's back, down to the crew. He feels such a sense of responsibility for this show because this is his show, and he takes care of everyone. He makes sure that everyone is okay, and he's such a talented, generous, and giving actor. He's such a joy to work with. It's exhilarating to work with him. It's easy to act with him. I think whenever you come across someone as good as him, it's just easy, and it's fun, and you don't know what to expect. And yeah, I think there's no better way to say what the dynamic is like off screen than that he takes care of everybody. He's just a generous man, and he's so hardworking, and they ask so much of him on the show. I mean, he's carrying, he's such a heavy number one, but he does it in stride, and he looks after everyone in the process.
Now, do you sing Rent show tunes from time to time?
One time I did. I'm not gonna lie. It was on the pilot too, so I didn't even know him that well. And we were hanging out, and I just turned to him and I was like, "We'll open up a restaurant
Yes.
in Santa Fe," because I love that song. And then I suddenly got mortified because I was like, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" Like it slipped because my drama teacher showed me Rent, the movie, in high school, and I loved it. I bought the CD, I mean, or the like DVD when that was a thing. And yeah, so I didn't know what he was gonna do. And then he just started singing it with me. And I was like, oh my God, that was the best case scenario. Because what if he was like, why would you do that? Or like something like that. No, he just totally started singing with me. And then he was like, that's my favorite song. And I was like, okay, I picked a good one then. Let's go.
I would be done. I would be done with life. I would be totally okay. I could retire in that moment if that happened. You're
It was a
very
good,
lucky.
it was a good moment. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, we've also had the opportunity to grow with you over season one
Hmm.
and seeing you step into a little bit more of a leadership role over time in the
Totally.
show and in the classroom. What can we expect overall for the show in season two, but specifically for Rizwan?
I think overall we're finding our stride, we're finding our footing as a show, and not just as a show, but Rizwan is as well. Because if you remember in the opening episode of season one, it's Rizwan's first day on the job. So I think he deals with a bit of imposter syndrome. He was new, he wasn't so sure of himself. He had what it takes, but I don't know if he always felt that way. But what's been really fun to play with in season two is seeing Rizwan come into his skin a little bit more, down to the clothes he wears, the way he acts. I think he's head RA now. He's been tasked with finding a new RA when Phoebe leaves at the end of season one. And so I think that everyone is just settling into their positions a little bit more. And I would say Rizwan more than anyone is starting to kind of click into his place in the university and in the show. And that's been so much fun to play. I've never played one character for this long before. So to do like a 2 season arc and hopefully more, it's so much fun. It's so exciting.
It's really exciting. It's really exciting to watch. Congratulations. I love seeing how there was that one storyline in season one about failure and how it's not failure if you've learned something when he had to take over the classroom for a while. And
Yeah.
you can see that progression, like you're doing an incredible job. It's
Thanks.
such great work. So congratulations. I'm going to continue watching. I hope that folks continue to watch as well. It's a great show.
Me
Any
too.
last thoughts?
Yeah, tune in Tuesdays, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central, Irrational, season two, baby. Let's do it.
Awesome. Congrats again.
Thanks so much. Great talking to you.